Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we can actually leave everyone hanging for much longer because this game was so good. We gotta get into the second map, which is gonna be on Inferno. So welcome back to the show, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I can see that Semler's still not here because the couch is empty, but Vendetta, are you around?
I'm always around.
You're always around. Well, thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed that first map. That was incredible. FX, yo, maybe a new superstar. And look at that, Semler, man. That was an entrance. Just right on time. I love it. And you need your push to talk.
Right. I need to hit the push to talk. I'm not used to this. I'm sorry. Still getting used to it, guys.
It's all right.
This is it. This is it. Map 2. And it's on Inferno. It's on Inferno. We couldn't ask for this map. This makes me worry, though. Dust 2 is a map that FXO can shine on, right? Because it's a bit more wishy-washy. There's a bit more like an element of randomness on the map. You know, things can happen. But Inferno really comes down to crisp, tight rotations, good communication between the team and between the teammates, right? And that's something that you don't really get within a week if you're new to a team. You have to sit down and practice a lot of that. So I'm wondering if Epsilon are going to be able to give us as strong a performance here on Inferno as they did on Dust 2.
Well, also worth considering is that Hellraisers are hella good at playing Inferno, to put it like
hella good.
And it fits well because the map's called Inferno. You see there's like a whole Hellraisers theme going on right there. They are just really good at the map, so I would not be surprised if they're going to take it away and put us on a third map, which obviously is what we want anyway. We want to see Mirage between these two teams while we're at it. So, we're almost there, guys. We got 8 people. Oh, yeah. So, someone's been asking in the chat, what's up with my hand? I have my hand. You guys can't see this, but it's been wrapped in some sort of band-aid, and it's really, really tragic. I wish I got this from fighting a bear or just really anybody, but I got it from sleeping on my hand, and it really, my wrist is, like, broken. It's terrible. I'll, make a pause now for the people in the chat to make the obvious jokes, but really, I slept on my wrist. It's terrible. All right, guys, we're going into the second map, so welcome to the show. This is the Case King of the Hill tournament, cooled by Alpenföhn. Hope you guys are ready for it. Remember, we have a giveaway and a bit of a raffle going on over at our sponsor's Facebook page. That's caseking.de/ROF. If you go to that page, then you can actually buy one of the new PSUs from Superflower. It's 650 watts, and it is a really, really good one. If you go and check out the tests on whatever hardware site you go and look for test on, you'll see it scored pretty high on everything. But the one we're giving away over at Facebook, which the link is at the bottom of the stream, that's a 1300 watt one, which is also really good. Same company, Superflower. They make some really good products. So go and check it out if you want to win. All you have to do is like the page, and you'll be good to go. But now, also what you have to do is enjoy this show. You're at Room on Fire. Thanks for joining us, of course. Semler and Vendetta, as always, are also here. What do you guys think here? Who's going to win it, Hellraisers or Epsilon?
I'm inclined to say Hellraisers, because if they lose this one, then it's over, and I kind of...
You want that map 3?
Well, yeah, that too, and I also said at the beginning that I expect Hellraisers to win it, so I can't really go back on that.
I really think we all expected Hellraisers to win it, but we have that, that random element of FXO, and okay, we saw him play on Mirage versus ESG, and we're like, okay, this guy, he's looking pretty damn good. Like, this is a guy we have to keep our eye on, right? But you couldn't really expect him to drop a 30 bomb versus Hellraisers on Dust 2 with an AWP. Like, that's out there. That's a stretch. So now, is he going to be able to give us the same thing on Inferno? I think that's the big thing. That's why this is kind of up in the air, really. If he can op as well on Inferno as he can on Dust 2, Hellraisers are going to have some trouble.
Well, if anything from what we've seen in the past, and now we're talking quite a few months ago, actually, like back in the imaginary days when FXO shortly played there, he was really good at opping on Inferno, and he plays kind of a similar style to how JW plays with an op on Inferno.
Oh,
so he's a bit, so he's a bit all over the place. He kind of runs around into apps and flies all over the place and gets kills.
All right.
So we'll see. We'll have to see how good Hellraisers are at stopping that and actually counteracting him, or adapting to the fact that he's a very mobile opper.
If that is going to be the thing, well, then we definitely have something cool in store. But there is one thing I would like to point out about Epsilon, is that they actually almost threw away Dust 2. They had a number of rounds where they could have won it, including one of those eco rounds they had. And on Dust 2, you get punished a fair bit, I think, for re-peaking too much. you get the first kill, but then you go for a second one, and eventually you end up dying, and all of a sudden you've thrown away a pretty big lead. But I think on Inferno it's even worse. If you throw away kills, or if you throw your own life away by re-peeking again and again, I don't think Hellraisers are going to hesitate a moment to punish that really hardly. So that mistake, I think we can't allow for Epsilon to make those kind of mistakes. They need to just, if they get into a 4-on-5, they need to just play safely, basically.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought, when you started off that sentence, I thought you were going to say, well, that's not the case on Inferno, and I was about to...
Were you about to drop the hammer? Were you about to drop the hammer, Ben?
Like, my eyes started twitching, stuff was happening, because, yeah, it's exactly like you say, I mean, it's so easy to punish two aggressive teams on this maps, and we see it so often. The people who play aggressively in Banana, they get that first frag as CT, and then they feel like, oh, but maybe, what if I get two? That would be so much better, right?
Exactly. So they go for
better
than one?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I'm learning things.
Exactly. So, I mean, you can't argue the math, right? So they go for that second peak, they get picked off, and all of a sudden there's just one really sorry CT left on the B-bomb site, faced with 4 bomb rushing Ts.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can expect him to hold that and actually buy enough time for the rest of his teammates to actually rotate over, because it's a pretty significant rotation to actually make.
Yeah. It absolutely is, and we'll see if that's going to be an issue here. We have Hellraiser starting on the more favored side, which I think is good news. They're one map down. They lost on Dust 2, but only narrowly, thanks to FXO going absolutely insane and winning at the end. Now, we're going to be on Inferno. Welcome here to the Case King of the Hill, the second week, cooled by Alpenfruin. Hope you guys are going to be ready for this one. Rush straight into the B-bomb site, right through the smoke. Angel on the other side picks up 2 quick kills, and then they're out of the bomb site, which is good news for Hellraisers. I love this idea. Now they can just retake it with 5 members alive until Adrian goes down. Angel rushing in, take a quick revenge, and this is looking really good here for the CIS team.
Absolutely, this is a terrific position for them. Angel picks up another one. This is big. SF now alive at the back, trying to play with the pillar. He does manage to pick up 1 kill on Angel, but that is going to be it. Epsilon going for the full YOLO on B. It just doesn't play out this time. They get copped.
Yeah, there it is. Great start and great patient play and safe play from Hellraisers. Very nicely done. And also, a quick shout out. Yeah, so just we've been updating the flag here with the CIS flag instead of the Ukrainian one, which is great. I love the fact that Valve added the CIS flag to the game. I think that's really important. And Hellraisers have time and again made sure that we make sure to do that. So definitely don't want to skip that.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a mix from all over the region, and we should definitely respect that.
That too, obviously. But there's a lot of people at the top of Banana, and Helpsalon for a second there. We're about to run right into him. 3 guys there for Hellraisers, just countering the rush. And right now, Doja's kind of having a field day at quad. He's just shutting them down. There isn't a whole lot that Epsilon can hope to do this round anymore.
And really good control from Dosha. He has 20 bullets. He killed 3 members. I can't even calculate how many bullets that is per member, but it's pretty good either way. That's one of the issues with the M4A1, is that you can actually run out of bullets at the end there. So he just controlled that really well. And now SF's sort of down in the pit, and we're just waiting for him to go down. But he will take Kucha with him, and those are really significant kills. It's not just like a little, detail. It really matters getting these early kills in the eco rounds.
Agreed. It's a big deal, because now, I mean, in particular, T-side Inferno, so much of it comes down to just controlling the money of your opponents, and that's kind of like the basic tenet, right, of T-side. Like, you never want the CT side to start developing a bank, and that's why it's so important to be getting these kills on these eco rounds, because you're going to force Hellraisers, as we see, to pick up rifles again, to buy nades, to rebuy armor kits. Every dollar you can get the CT side to spend gets them closer to an eco and gets you closer to picking up chain rounds.
Yeah, the thing that Epsilon are really hoping for, the best case scenario for them, apart from winning an eco round crazily, but it is winning that 4th round, and if they've done enough damage to Hellraisers early on, then they'll just force an eco instantly. We see Angel on 0, Kucha on $0 here, so that's the goal. That's what they're looking for. We'll see if they're going to be successful. Right now, they're over on Banana, and they're all grouped up, and Angel is right here with an M4. He should be able to take a good number of kills, but actually, he's going to just fall back, and they try and flash to prevent anything else from coming in, and just very good play. Solid teamwork coming out here from the CT side.
That was a godlike anti-flash. That just completely stopped Epsilon in their tracks. This is turned into a chicken shoot. Adrian just, ace for him, but really just that anti-flash. I mean, that completely stopped Epsilon, because they were about to get run over there. At least the man, I believe it was Adrian, at least Adrian was about to get caught with the CZs, and then Epsilon eat a flash to the face, and they all just stopped dead in their tracks. That was great play there from Hellraisers. Good save.
Yeah. Very nicely done. So 4th round coming up, and Vendetta AWP is picked up on FXO on the terrorist side.
I'm actually not surprised, and I think you'd see operators who are, I guess, comfortable on the move. They can actually opt for the op.
Okay, so I was just about to dish out some criticism here for Epsilon. I was going to say it's a real shame GMX ended up alone over on Banana against 2 people, and especially because Kyoshima was there early on, so there was no reason that GMX had to be alone. But then he just goes back and gets a straight headshot through the smoke, so I guess that sort of makes up for it. All right, then.
It was planned all along.
It was planned all along.
The 1-for-1, infamous.
Okay. Well, that puts us in a 4-on-4 here for the 4th round of the 2nd map in this best of 3. And Hellraisers, they just need to keep on trucking and winning more and more rounds. They don't want to give it up so soon. And Kucha is actually going to be smoking off to help out Adrian over here. So that's a really good smoke to learn. You can help out your teammates. He's alone, so he wants to save the smoke that he has. And if they're going to have to go for an A push right now, if they go for B, then Adrian's going to shoot them down.
Yeah, and it seems like they're relying heavily on FXO actually picking up that entry frag before they actually commit to the site here.
Yeah.
That could actually take too long without passively... Well, as I said, that Kucher peeks out.
You jinxed it for Hellraisers. Markelov in the site, but you're right still. There's not a lot of time here. The point stands. 13 seconds, they're rushing in. Markelov... Well, actually, Dosha picks up that kill. 10 seconds now. They have to go straight for it, and Markelov is still alive with the pistol in hand. 3 bullets left. Kyoshima actually gets the kill, but he can't win the round anymore, so it doesn't even matter. So exactly, you turned out to be exactly right, Vendetta. They just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, and that's oftentimes what you see being the, I guess, the pitfall for a lot of teams who play with an opper on the T side of Inferno, is the fact that you obviously don't want to do a straight up bum rush towards the site with an op, because it's extremely hard to take over sites quickly on Inferno with an op. So they look for that entry frag, and it seems like Hellraisers were very aware of the fact that FXO picked up an op, so they just hung back for as long as possible and bided their time. And that's kind of what they have to do, because you saw that Epsilon wanted that entry frag with the op. Like, they were not looking for it with any of the AKs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A lot of things that worked out really well that round, I think, for Hellraisers. It's when the smoke went down over at B, and Adrian still had one in his hand, there was 40 seconds left. That basically means you actually just can't go for the B bomb side any longer unless you're going to run right through smoke, which is almost suicide. Yeah. But they also had one at A, so Hellraisers saved their smokes for a very long time, and that is actually scary.
Well, okay, let's see how this round here, this anti-eco so far is going very well for Hellraisers, but I guess the silver lining for that last round, and again for this round, because Epsilon somehow find 2 kills, is that Epsilon continued to force Hellraisers to spend a lot of money round after round. And so, you know, Epsilon, sure, they're 5-0 behind, but if we look at the money for them,
yeah,
Hellraisers are just very low right now. They don't have a whole lot of bank. So if they were to lose a round, it puts them in a really tricky situation. Do they force up or do they have to eco? If they eco, Epsilon get 2 rounds. So it's still Epsilon with who are much closer than we would believe just looking at the scoreboard.
You are right, and you know, if we learned anything on Dust 2 is that we can't take the early score too seriously. After all, Epsilon were ahead 9-0, and it almost turned into a 1 game for Hellraisers, so we don't want to call it way too early here. But either way, I think the CIS team is going to be pretty happy about what they've accomplished so far. And again, Ven, they're going for this kind of setup where they have just one guy over at the Banana and then everyone else at A. It seems to be working for them.
Yeah, especially when they have smokes like we saw Kucher doing for Adrian in the previous round. You can do that.
Okay, and they get some incredible early kills. Kucher still alive up here. Goes for the peek. Kyoshima's got to be careful he doesn't get his face shot off. And now he's going to peek against Markelov. We'll take him down, so this is not quite over yet, but it's very close at this point. Angel running in as well. They can't really get the bomb plant down, and Kucher's down in pit here is going to make it even worse. The bomb will be planted this... No, actually, Kyoshima stops it. Wants to go for the win instead of the plant, and I'm not sure that was really a good idea.
I think he was afraid of the fact that he might get rushed down, seeing how Hellraisers had 2 people pretty close to the site as he was planting. So I think he was afraid of actually just getting bomb rushed to getting nothing at all for it. So I think it would have... And also, if he clears out that 1 kill, he should be able to get the plant, because I don't think there's a lot of those you can do from pit.
Maybe not. And well, at least Epsilon can still buy. They've won, or they lost 6 rounds in a row, so their round loss bonus is at 3,400 every time they lose a round. Until, of course, they win one, then it gets reset. We'll see if they can actually start to get on the board here, because it is about time they get something happening. SF trying to abuse that smoke box, see if he can actually look over, but he's looking the wrong way. It's Doja they need to watch out for, and he's right here. The smoke is going to clear. Doja's going to peek. Great timing, but he will go down anyway.
Yeah, nicely done there by SF. Point blank spray gets the job done. Now there's only 2 guys on the defense here on A. One quickly rotating over. That's Angel coming in through Arch now. Going to look towards Quad. And this is a big opportunity for Epsilon, and it's not going to happen. Kyoshima gets caught.
Yeah, flash out again. Angel wants to re-peek. He actually reloaded yet. He's just going to take the peek, but now he reloads and then falls back. 4 on 4, and looks like they're going to go for the B-bomb side, which I kind of like. I really want them to try and see if they can push this B-bomb side a little bit more. Adrian is here with the smoke, and this is where it gets really tricky. That smoke means there's going to be, again, very little time before they can pass it, and if they pass it too early, well, then Adrian is here to pick them off.
Oh, it's also, yeah, it's just the wall. But the thing is, this is also bot time for Hellraisers. Hellraisers making the right call, rotating an extra man over to that B site. So there's now 2 guys holding solid on the B site. They've even spotted Shoxy going in through Arch. They know what's up here, Hellraisers. This is going to be really tough for Epsilon to crack.
I agree. Shoxy, if he can pick off Kucher in the middle, that's a big deal, but they still need to deal with Adrian and everyone else in this bomb site, and Angel is there. Adrian gets a kill, out with the pistol. They are actually going to spray. GMX turning 180 degrees while he's just holding down mouse 1. Great pick up from Shoxy. Now it's a 1-on-2, and this may be time for Epsilon to get on the board. That smoke is going to be tricky for Markelov, but he will just try and push through, and GMX has exactly the right angle to deal with this. Markelov won't stand a chance once he comes through. Actually, he spots GMX, and Shoxy's waiting down here. CT spawn, 8 HP. This should be the end for Markelov.
Markelov down to 8 HP, that's big. There is a molly to block off Flowers. The bomb plant, however, not going to stop GMX from actually putting shots through. Shoxy just patiently waiting. He knows exactly where it's planted, and he gets the final frag. Markelov is down, but that looked like it was going to be a stellar hold for Hellraisers until GMX pulls off one of the dirtiest sprays that we've seen in a long time, which was basically just full-on spray on the first guy, 180 while spraying to get the second guy. Like, that is unheard of. That take does not happen unless GMX just goes out of his mind right there.
Yeah, definitely wasn't very sexy Counter-Strike, but it was very effective. Definitely worked just fine.
Oh, that was sexy, man. Don't get me wrong. That was sexy.
Yeah. That was pretty solid, but everything that happened prior was not that great.
Angel actually gets 2 kills for that spray. That was very good, because otherwise they would have lost the B-bomb site utterly. Now instead it's Bancho 3-on-3, and Kucher's already here. So Swift on the rotation is Hellraisers, but is it going to be enough? They've actually got Doja close by as well, and Epsilon just waiting out on Banana. We'll see if they can actually step it up here and defend once again, or if they're going to lose another round. Very important for Epsilon to win this one, but Kucher's making it impossible. What the hell? That was great. He just walked out and took down 3 people like it was nothing.
This is doomsday for Epsilon, though. That's all of their momentum just gone out the window completely. Like, it was a big opportunity for them to actually start, well, chaining rounds together, because now they've passed the point of being able to just win a round and put Hellraisers on eco, so they absolutely have to win consecutive rounds. And letting Kucher just mow them down like that did not help. As we can see, Epsilon, they're back to pistols. They just don't have the money to put together a buy, because their loss bonus has been reset back to $1,400.
Yeah, not really good at all. And Adrian starting off with a really good kill over at Banana. Of course, you're right, they only have pistols, so this should go in favor of the CT side.
And Adrian is controlled, as clean as ever. Adrian is a real pleasure to watch. His rifling is just impeccable. FXO, though, will catch Angel peeking, and that's going to be a good punish there. Manages to pick up a rifle as well, so now Adrian feeling a little bit of pressure. But it's still a 4-on-2 situation right now. Hellraisers, they should have the advantage until FXO gets another kill, takes out Adrian on Banana.
Yeah. I mean, Vendetta, how angry were you to see Angel push up in that situation?
Well, I'm not super pleased about it. I'll leave it at that. I think I've made my emotions pretty clear on those type of decisions previously.
Because they basically...
You potentially throw away, or you're giving Epsilon an opportunity to steal a round away from you. Yeah. For no good reason.
Smoke's going to go off. Kucher actually misses the initial headshot, but will pick up the second one, so good adjustment coming out. FXO trying to see if he can get in here, but he will be shot down, and it's going to be burning in that fire. Very tragic. Now, 8-1, and they don't throw away the round, but they do give out some important rifles, and again, the chance, just giving them the chance is not a good idea. No reason to do it other than, you know, the idea that maybe you'd want more kills on the scoreboard. And Angel is already top fragging, so he has plenty of kills. Doesn't even need it.
When you have a lot, you want more, right?
It's like money.
Yes. Yeah. You can never have enough.
Well...
What's enough? What's enough frags? A 30 bomb? A 40 bomb? You tell me.
If you already gotten 30, you might as well go for 40, right?
Oh, Kucha, the timing is unreal. SF actually ducked under Kucha's field of view there. If he had been sticking around for just half, even a nanosecond longer, he would have seen an SF and probably taken him down, and then he could have focused on the guys in Boiler Room. Instead, he just got caught in an awful situation, and now it's just Angel and Adrian left, and I really want them to save this because they've been throwing away some of these rifles, 2 in the last round. They still don't have an impressive amount of money. They'll be able to buy in the upcoming round, especially with Doja having almost 7,000, but with these rifles saved, it'll be a lot easier for them, and they can stay in the game a lot longer here. This is going to be 8-2, and Epsilon are definitely not out of this map yet.
No, they still have the rounds to do it. We saw it from, I mean, we saw this sort of situation from Hellraisers in the last map on Dust 2. 9-0 for Epsilon before Hellraisers started getting rounds on the board, and getting enough rounds, actually, to make a fight, to put up a fight. 5 rounds at the end of the half. Epsilon, I think, need at least 5 rounds here, but they're setting themselves up to be able to get them. If they win this follow-up round, Hellraisers are going to be ecoing, and then all of a sudden, this half is not looking as bleak as it was just a few rounds ago.
Yeah, that's what they're facing right here, and the CIS team, they don't want to throw this away. This is definitely their map. I mean, Dust 2 was picked by Epsilon, and Hellraisers picked Inferno, and there is a reason for it. Hellraisers are very, very good at playing this map, so be a real tragedy if they couldn't, you know, bring it back home. And they have a great lead, so I still have them as favorites winning on Inferno here. But as you said, if you give Epsilon even a bit of a chance, then who knows what will happen. We still haven't seen too much from FXO so far on the T side, but it's also very hard AWPing from the T side, so maybe it's going to be the CT side before we really see him wake up.
It's time to shine. I mean, for example, that's what JW does when he does pick up the AWP. More often than not, he'll pick it up for the CT side and then just go to AKs for the CT side, or for the T side rather. So it's possible that, you know, if we were comparing styles, he's got a similar one. Now we're going to see a bit of the A play here, straight out from balcony. They're going to go jumping right in the pit, and GMX, that's the perfect time to mow down Doja.
Okay, then. Very nicely done. And there's going to be a 2-on-3 retake. Angel coming in, and GMX should not take this fight with him. Just no reason to do that at all. The bomb is down, and they have so many grenades. Look at this on Epsilon's side. Just, you know, 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs as well. They should be able to keep Angel and the rest out of here for a long time. Adrian actually did just rush with the smoke. They know they have to go, otherwise they're going to be out of time. A grenade lands on them, and now they try and see if they can make it out. They will be running away, but apart from the incredible timing on that first push, I think the amount of grenades they had left at the end there really made a big difference. What do you think, Van?
Yeah, I think it definitely played a big role, especially because it cuts off so many possibilities for Hellraisers. I think more than anything, it was that insane timing. GMX kind of just somehow ending up behind a double. First off, dodging Markov, and then dodging or ending up behind Doja. That kind of did all.
That was just unfortunate there for Doja. Yeah. It was like a combination of FX and GMX really to clear up that A site. GMX with 2 kills because he picked up Kucher as well. Or
yeah, Kucher rotating him from Arch.
Exactly right. So I mean, it was just that was a fairly brutal round there for Hellraisers, but that's 3 on the board now for Epsilon. Because Hellraisers managed to save those 2 guns, though, they save it from Catastrophe this half because Hellraisers are able to force a buy. But if Epsilon pick up this one, it's going to get hairy really fast for the CIS team.
You're absolutely right. This is a scary moment in time for Hellraisers. They have to just come back on the board here, win more rounds, and force Epsilon to eco or anything, really, because otherwise it's them who will be ecoing. Close-up point here. Angel with a great double pick-off, and Markelov is there too, and that's how you deal with the Frenchman right here. SF and Kiyoshima are going to be left. That was such a quick turnaround in that round. It could have gone either way, and actually Kiyoshima will bring it back as Angel and Kucha jump in front of each other, and this apparently is not over yet.
The bomb is dropped in an awkward space, though. SF is looking towards Banana. There is a man waiting here. That is Adrian. SF spots him out, puts a couple shots up there, just to see. And now they have to figure out how to... Well, they are going to manage to get this bomb back because Hellraisers decide to give it up. They fall back and play a more passive position on this A site.
Oh, this is so risky from Adrian. what Adrian is doing. He could get picked off so easily, but this is going to work out for Hellraisers. And if Markelov just stays alive, this should be around for the CIS team.
There's really no time left. That's the really big factor. If they had a minute now, they could probably try and win this, but with 14 seconds left, it's going to be almost impossible. Adrian's showing up just at the right time. They're boxed in. The bomb from SF is going to be planted. That's about the best thing we can say here. He'll go down, and a nice handle from Hellraisers. There might have been a bit of a risk from Adrian to peek off. If they had turned around and, double-teamed him, that would have been pretty awful. But even then, they would have had so little time going to the B-bomb site. So overall, Hellraisers 9-3, and lucky for Epsilon, they can still buy.
Yeah, and I guess the good thing for Hellraisers as well is the fact that they survived with 3 people. If they had survived with only 2 or 1, I think they would have had a really awkward buy coming up in this round. So they escape a pretty nasty fate, I think. But I really like what they did. They did the same, well, something we've seen quite a lot of already in this game, which is them taking control of Banana, but they actually left Adrian alone this time around, which in the previous round they actually had both Angel and Adrian holding Banana for the majority of the round.
Yeah, exactly.
So them making that rotation, because they're obviously acknowledging the fact that Epsilon likes to work towards the middle area, towards A. So that's a nice pickup from Hellraisers.
Markelov waiting to pick someone off in pit. This is the 13th round, so this half is not over yet. That grenade is going to be great, though. Shocks down to 54, and a pretty good investment. $300 to kill one of the really heavy, or almost kill one of the heavy hitters here on Epsilon. But again, the French team is approaching this round really, really slowly, and that's turned out to be a problem in the past. Let's see if it'll be a problem this time. Shoxy's going to try and open it up, or at least cause a bit of a distraction here over at the A-bomb site. So this is the NIP-themed play coming out from Epsilon.
Exactly right. Shoxy has to get something done. At least draw attention over. He needs to find Markelov, but Markelov finds him. There's the headshot for Markelov. That's going to open things up because the rotation is coming in, and the B-site rush is happening. Yoshima gets caught by Adrian, and Adrian with the double kill is going to wreak havoc on Epsilon's lines. 2 guys survive for the Frenchman, but Hellraisers have 3, and they're closing in already.
And now I think is the time where FXO really has to prove himself. Now he's in a good spot with the AWP. He's got the range to try and use this rifle. He's going to pick up the first one there. Markelov goes down. He peeks again, and Dosha will drop him now. GMX is boxed in. He's going to pick up one. Keep spraying. It's almost 180 spray. He's going to go down to Dosha, though. A good retake from Hellraisers. That could have very easily been their round. And a nice double kill at the end there from Dosha, really saving his team a lot.
Yeah, it really was.
Dosha's kill on FX.
Yeah, that was an insane shot. But again, I think Angel is doing a lot of weird stuff, to put it that way. Obviously, he could have waited in, well, I guess the pool area, which is what we call it, at least in Scandinavia, of the B entrance, and basically waited for the Epsilon members to run through the smoke, because they were coming for him. But instead, he opts to run towards them and hop in or towards the smoke.
Yeah.
And he gets caught out, and that leaves Adrian all by himself again, and that's kind of that awkward situation we were talking about, and how you easily could get punished on a map like this.
Some good smokes to contain the rush that was coming up middle here from Epsilon. Kucha, they're trying to shoot through if they can wallbang into the bedroom here, but they're not really too successful just yet. And over on the flank here, Dosha's there. So I love this setup from Hellraisers. As long as they can keep Kucha somewhat hidden, then Dosha and him should be able to really make it tough for Epsilon to get much done here. Kucha actually picks off a kill as well, but now if they try and go for him from the stairwell, Dosha's going to be there to help out Markelov with a kill, and this is working out great right now for the CT side.
Yeah, this is picture perfect, and this is starting to spell doom for Epsilon because they don't really look like they're in any kind of position to be able to get a plant. FXO with a great headshot out of Kucher brings it back to a 2-on-4. But that's still light years away from actually getting the bomb plant, and Markelov just completely obliterates them on shore. Nothing happening there. Great spray down. Yeah. Looking at the money, though, this is the thing. Going into the final round, Epsilon, because they didn't get a plant, are going to be broke. They go CZ75 armor and a couple nades with only 1 rifle to speak of on GMX.
That's what it's down to. So, what do you think, Vendetta? 12-3? Do you think that's enough for Epsilon to make a comeback in the second half?
No, unfortunately not. I think they, like you said earlier, I think they would have needed around 5 or 6 rounds to actually make this happen. You need that cushion, especially if you want to try to get FXO, I guess, in a comfort zone where he feels comfortable picking up that op, because it's a big investment on the CT side, like even more so than it is on the T side.
Especially when you have no wiggle room.
Exactly. So do you really want to put everything in one basket? And if you fail that one round with the off, that's kind of the game. I don't think that's a really nice situation to be in, especially when you're completely new in the team.
Now they're going to be rushing up here, and Angel actually gets the first 2 kills. Nicely done. Adrian's got to stay alive for the moment, and, well, he will. GMX turning his back on him, leaving it up to FX Show in a 1-on-3, and, you know, as good as he played on Dust 2, this just isn't really possible at all. He's going to try and walk through, and Adrian is jumping behind the fountain. Pretty cool. He sees him and easily gets rid of him, throws his weapons into the fountain as a sign of celebration, and it's going to be 12-3 for the first half. What a great first half for Hellraisers, but it could have been different, I think.
Oh yeah, it definitely could have. We saw Epsilon there for a moment in time. I think it was around the 10th round, 10, 11 rounds, like into the game. They were actually starting to get a few rounds in a row, and they could have broken Hellraiser's economy as well. And all of a sudden, then we're talking 2 rounds in a row for each round win.
You're looking at that 12th round, right? It's that 12th round because it was the 10th and the 11th round that Epsilon actually managed to pick up. If they won the 12th round, that was it. It was all open from there. Hellraiser's Eco, and all of a sudden Epsilon are sitting on 5 to 6 rounds. Instead, Hellraisers locked down that 12th round, and it just all ends for Epsilon. The story, the fairy tale, wasn't meant to be.
And I think that is a really, really good illustration of how scoreline sometimes can be a little bit deceptive in Counter-Strike. You know, you see 12-3 and you think, oh, holy hell, you know, the Hellraisers team, they just completely crushed Epsilon. But actually, you're right, it did hinge on that 12th round. If they had won it, we would have seen a very different scoreline. It could have been 9-6 instead, and then we'd be saying Epsilon have a good chance of making it back. They still can, but they definitely need to win this pistol round. And already, Adrian just point-blank range glocks down SF in the back. Kiyoshima is getting overrun. He does actually do a lot more damage than I thought he would, but I'm not sure it's enough here. It's going to be a 3-on-4 retake.
Oh, look
for
at
Epsilon.
Angel. Look at Angel.
Angel, the flank. And all of a sudden, GMX is going, what the hell is going on? Where did this guy come from?
Yeah, not exactly an ideal situation. FX Show as well is going to get smoked off, and this is just all working out so well for the terrorist side now. It's going to be a 2-on-3. Shoxy trying to charge in, see if he can find anyone. Picks off one, goes for the second. Oh my god, sick headshots coming out. Now he's going to go for the defuse. Doesn't have a kit, and Angel is playing this really well. Just going to be walking up and taking him down. 1 click, triple kill for Angel, and a total of 22 kills in just 16 rounds is a tremendous achievement here from the Hellraisers. Well, I guess Angel is still the captain, right?
Yeah. I almost believed there for a second. I almost believed. I came very close to believing.
Yeah, the Shoxy. Especially when Shoxy starts one-tapping people with the C set. Like, not even attempting to shoot more than 1 bullet at a time. That's kind of when you know he's in the zone.
Yeah, I was really worried there. But then Angel gets around the corner, and I was like, okay, the dream, it's not meant to be.
Yeah, and I think actually if Shoxy had a kit, he would have had he'd had 1 attempt basically to try and play a little game with Angel, you know, defuse once and then try and go for the kill, but because he didn't have one, there was really no chance of it. Now it's going to be AKs all around, and very likely going to be a crushing defeat here of Epsilon on Inferno. I mean, winning the pistol round would have opened up the room for a comeback. Now it feels very nearly impossible.
Yeah. I mean, unless they can win here. They need to win this round, basically, to have a real chance. Because they need a little bit of a buffer. They need to be able to lose 1 round.
Yeah.
And not be at, match point. So, Epsilon, if they could win this eco, this would be massive. This would put them back in the game, at least.
Yeah. I mean, Hellraiser's anti-ecos up till this point have been pretty shaky, so there is still hope for Epsilon, but it's now or never, really.
Yeah, they have a cool setup here. Kiyoshima and SF, and actually SF with some great Deagle pickups and GMX as well. And oh my god, that was a bit of a meat grinder. And then the 1D to finish it off. Super Fighter, 3 kills and a very cool round coming out. So, did we speak too soon?
Well, I took the hat off.
I guess. Well, it's a Hellraiser's anti-eco, so I'm not going to put too much value into it, actually. Because they've been trying to throw away their anti-ecos all game. It seems like I don't think we've had a single anti-eco from Hellraisers where they've survived with more than 2 people.
Oh, grenade falling back, and that will tag up 3 people. So pretty good grenade from FXO. An aggressive push as well, which is... I mean, we're just learning about FXO. Those of us who haven't seen him in Source and have only seen him a couple of games in Global Offensive, but the willingness to go for an aggressive peek down second mid alone as well when you're this far behind, that says something about a player's mentality, and he seems to be, as you said earlier, you know, something that maybe we'd see JW or someone else do like that. So interesting stuff.
Absolutely. Right now it is going to be just the beatdown. Epsilon in a good position. There is going to be Hellraisers just rushing up towards Arch. This is all FX, who's already pre-firing. He hears him coming. He knows what's going on here, and he's just trying to rack up the kills, and he will get caught in the end, but it's just going to be GMX with the final frag. So Epsilon locking it down, only losing one guy. Unfortunately, it's the guy that they want to see an op on. So him having to spend extra money to get armor and all that isn't going to be very helpful, but Kyoshima has enough to be able to drop for him.
Another sign, as we said on Dust 2, another sign that Epsilon really have a lot of focus on having FXO do some of the heavy work with this AWP. He did it on Dust 2, and with really great success, but obviously they want to try and see if they can do it on this map too. He's going to be scoped up in the middle looking for the kill, and we'll pick down Dosia. Kind of an easy kill.
That's a kind of scary kill. I mean, if it's going to be pistols getting up that close with the AWP, True. One shot from the CZ at that range, you're dead. So that's very scary still with the AWP. Well, he does it, and that's what counts.
Shoxy's here with the Mag 7. He's already picked up the 1. He really wants to see if he can get some money on the board with this one. And Markelov is down there, and Shoxy will pick him off. So 2 good kills come in from Shox. And he's starting to develop quite of a ridiculous bank, actually. We're only 3 rounds into the second half, and he's already got 10,000 on him. So actually, we're 4 rounds in, but never mind. 3-6 is the scoreline here. Epsilon still very far away. All it takes is one slip, and Hellraisers are very close to winning again. But I don't know. This is I'd be a little bit worried if I was on Hellraisers. Nowhere near panic, but just a slight strange sensation in my stomach, I think.
Oh, look at Adrian though. Look at Adrian. Look at how Adrian is so aggressive. Yeah. He just goes rushing in there, hoping to catch them off guard. Shoxy gets yet another kill with that Swag 7, so he's going to be even richer now. That's $900 a frag with the shotgun. So that goes a long way towards explaining how he's got such a bank going into this round.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I was looking at Shox, so I didn't catch Adrian. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, Shoxy with the pick-off.
Adrian just went full YOLO and just rushed the B site flat out.
Yeah, FXO will get another kill coming in here with the AWP that he's got, and that is another round, and a very easy one it felt like for Epsilon. Seemed like Hellraisers. I mean, what do you think about this event? I think something we saw for Epsilon when they were on the terrorist side is that even when they were in a 2-on-4, they still played like they were going to try and win it, and it seemed like Hellraisers this round, when they lost the first 2 people, they just kind of decided, alright, whatever, let's just go.
It was just... seems like they have something planned out, and it's... feels like they think it's unreasonable for them to actually execute anything with X amount of members gone.
Hey, did you guys just see what FX did? Yeah. So that's like a Kenny S play right there. So this is probably a French opera sort of thing. Just throwing the smoke down, blocking off bottom of mid, and going into second mid like that.
Ooh, that was actually hit as well. He actually leg shot Markelov, and he's not going to fall back. He's going to stay close, takes down Kucho. Maybe it is the French AWPing style coming out here, because this is actually pretty impressive what we're seeing. Adrian going to be alone. Obviously, it's an eco round, so it doesn't make a big deal. And he almost exited the map then. Got almost shot out of the map by Shoxy. Pretty cool stuff. A lot of money now on Epsilon side. Shox started this round with 16,000, and that means Hellraisers have to win consecutive rounds to actually bring it home here. I'm impressed by Epsilon CT side so far.
I am as well.
They've been playing okay. I don't think we've seen anything come out of Hellraisers though. I think we've seen a lot of individual plays, or individual players just running around to themselves and dying for the better part of their half. So I'm expecting to see something, an execution towards some site before I can really pin something to them.
Give an opinion, right? Yeah.
Well, but obviously, like, Epsilon are doing a good job actually holding off this, I guess, kind of random aggression coming up from Hellraisers at every point of the map. But still, yeah.
Let's see if they can do it again. This time they're actually kind of weirdly boxed in. FXO looking for a kill down on Library. It's going to be Shoxy to pick up the bomb, but are they going to realize that Markelov is down in the pit? Maybe not quite soon enough. Markelov revealing himself now. Really close to the AWPer here, and he's going to try and go for it. He will go for it. Still 50 seconds left, so plenty of time for them to get the bomb and put it down. And this is going to be a retake now for Epsilon.
This isn't exactly ideal for them, but this is still feasible for Epsilon. They just need to be patient and wait to hear for that bomb plant. And now Markelov is going to go for it. So Epsilon They know they're on the clock. They're just looking to see if they can catch Hellraisers before they get into afterplan.
Was that a planned smoke for Pit? Because if it was, that's incredible. Banked off 2 roofs like that. SF pushing in now. Markelov inside. Shoxy spotted Angel, so they know where one of them is. They can pretty guess where the other one is. And now, well, smoke's going to go. If they're going to try and jump down, Markelov in the corner. Can't get much help. He's going to go down. Angel will be dropped as well. And a sick retake coming up from Epsilon. I think that 2-on-2 retake's probably worthy of study, just to see how they timed that, because that was pretty cool.
Pretty sweet timing. I think the smoke that the throw down actually earlier on kind of worked against them in the end, because it meant that well, who was the guy who was left with Shoxy? It was SF.
SF.
Yeah. It kind of let SF get close and personal with Markelov on site without Doja really being able to, or Angel. I mean,
yeah, but it was SF that threw that smoke.
Oh, it was. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if that was a planned smoke, because it It banked off so strangely on the roof of the actual A bomb side. It looked like there was almost no way that could have been planned. But if it was planned, it was certainly a stroke of genius.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still kind of looking to see exactly how Hellraisers are going to manage to crack Epsilon here, because even getting, you know, good kills, bringing it down to a 2-on-2, they aren't able to hold on to a plant. Epsilon are just able to make it work, and a sick headshot from SF, just the peek and fire on Doja over on B, and that's gonna slow up Hellraisers down even further here.
And there's smokes in a lot of places. Epsilon also doing a good job of saving their smokes until they really need to use them. We see now 45 seconds, which is generally a pretty good timing to hit. If you smoke up the B-bomb site with close to 40 seconds left, you know you're doing a pretty good job of holding on to the smokes. Like, the other team isn't forcing you to use them so much. And obviously that's something that maybe Hellraisers need to do, just force the smokes a little bit earlier. FXO's going to spot one, then try and fall back. He's going to get backup from GMX coming in. No, sorry, from SF coming in here, and he's going to get a shot mid-air. Makes it look easy. Point-blank range is still going to pick up Angel, and this is really, really entertaining to watch. FX Joe, I think he's going to gain a lot of fans in a very short time from playing like this. I'm
a fan now. That's really impressive. It's not often that we see opping like that. That's JW Kenny S material. But Kucher takes out FX, so manages to get rid of the star, but 6 seconds left on this clock does not leave Hellraisers with any time to get this plant. Kiyoshima behind new boxes just gets the perfect mowdown on Markelov and Kucher. And now, guys, I mean, now we really have a game on our hands. Epsilon, 10 rounds, Hellraisers with 13. Epsilon, I'd say, are even ahead in this sort of situation. Like, they can lock down the remainder of this half.
It's certainly a possibility. I'm still sort of halfway waiting for Hellraisers to really step up their game and come back and just win that one crucial round, and then all of a sudden the pressure that's on Epsilon changes quite a bit. But we'll see. They do need to win more than just one round, of course. They need to be at 16. I'm wondering if FXO has a Twitter out there somewhere that we can just like post in the chat or something, because I bet a lot of people are going to want to praise him a little bit after all of this. Shoxy, though, spots a couple of people. Actually, a lot of information gained here by Shox, and he's going to call it out to his teammate, which, weirdly enough, they aren't really coming.
We've heard the victory bell.
Oh, yeah, it's been rung. Molotov goes out. They're really keeping them back. Hellraisers, I actually think, had a timing window where they could have rushed Shox and maybe won that round, but they can't really know it.
Well, I guess they are bidding out quite a few nades from Epsilon, so that's working for them. And for some reason, Epsilon are really reluctant to actually rotate over from B.
Oh, there's Shoxy. There's Shoxy with the start. Already one down. Shoxy goes 2. GMX is caught, and Doja comes right in, wipes out 2. Big play from FX, manages to pick up 1, but then he gets naded into oblivion, and once again, we're into a 2-on-2 situation here. Epsilon closing in on this site. A man very close here, however. Doja caught out, and he's going to get gunned down.
Yeah, now Angel versus Kiyoshima. He has a big health advantage here. Kiyoshima can pretty hear him running up, and is he going to walk out? There's the one fake, and Angel playing it completely by the book then. Double kill for him, and there's the 14th round for Hellraisers. Obviously an infinite amount of money right now on Epsilon's side, but that's not the difference here. The difference is now, I think the pressure is very different on Epsilon.
Vendetta, for some reason I had this, you know that meme online where it's like, well, we've kind of lost 8 rounds in a row and we're getting shot at all over the place, but we got some nades out of them, so at least we've got that going for us, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how it felt for Hellraisers there for a second. It just doesn't seem like they were finally able to eke it out, but it was by the closest margin, 1v1.
Yeah. Not exactly ideal. GMX waiting here, does some damage to Angel. Gotta be careful, he's down to 8 bullets, and they're gonna peek him. We'll take him down. Shoxy up here onto the balcony, just waiting a little bit. Markelov's gonna be rushing in. That's the bomb down. Shoxy falling into safety, and Adrian very low on health. Could have actually died from the full damage. Instead, it will be Shoxy with a double kill, SF with a double, and Hellraisers now look at their economy. It is being completely destroyed here. It's the worst case scenario for the T side.
It really is. And this is obviously the benefit of getting that 14th round. They can actually allow themselves to have even 2 ecos in a row right now and actually make sure that they can buy the 2 remaining the last 2 rounds, yeah.
This ridiculous comeback might just happen. FXO almost gets caught off from the rush coming up second mid, but he's just managed to do it just in time. And now Markelov is caught here in the middle and up on the balcony. Shoxy's ready to get some more eco frags on the board. Shouldn't be a big problem, and he will take down one. Next in line is going to be Kucha and the C-set to follow up with here. So just Adrian left, and he's going to be running into even more death as GMX sends him flying off the balcony. 14-12, and this comeback is very real. And look at Hellraisers. As soon as they get a chance to buy, they do it. And this is not going to be a perfect buy, even really far from a perfect buy. They have grenades only on Kucha and Markelov. What do you think, Van?
I'm not a big fan of this buy, but then again, they haven't really shown that they're interested in doing a lot of executes as a team. So from that perspective, I can see why they're buying up and not really caring about nades.
Well, rush on to Banana right here. GMX waiting behind the car. He's going to peek out. Great timing. Arkelov very low. He's going to go down. Adrian, the last to fall. Triple from SF, and that is it. Hellraisers put a lot on that round, just being able to rush up and try and take the battle with Epsilon, and that just did not work out.
That was a hard counter. That's how it's supposed to work. That's why you put 3 guys over in Banana early on, is to stop situations like that. That worked out perfectly for Epsilon, and as you said, Ben, the Hellraisers really seem to be focusing on individual performance, just being able to get the frags to get the job done, and Epsilon have just punished them for that so heavily. This is going to be 14-14 before Hellraisers can buy again, and even that buy isn't going to be fantastic.
There are a lot of really exciting things going on in this game. I mean, first of all, I think everyone is really excited to see the, FXO having this kind of debut, but I also think it's just in general, we're seeing the formation of an Epsilon team that could be a top team in Counter-Strike. That's what it feels like right now. We'll have to see if they go through and play Na'Vi, which obviously going to be the second match of the evening. Not that they've won yet, but if they win this map here, they are going to be playing Na'Vi in our next best of 3. Markelov goes down as well, a flawless round from Epsilon, and we have tied the game at 14-14. This is truly something that we're witnessing here. It was a 12-3 first half, just to remind everyone. 12-3 first half. And then even Hellraisers won the pistol round on the second half. It's only the second round they lost.
Yeah. And finally, I guess it is now or never for Hellraisers, but we finally see them buying up with all the nades and all that good stuff. So hopefully we can see them do something as a team for once, because they've had quite a few rounds to actually do it. And I think the one time it actually did work, where they executed properly, was the best round, and they won that.
Shoxy wants to peek, will peek, and actually just go straight down. And now they're going to rush, and I like this idea. GMX, the only one defending right now. Backup is coming, but it's still some distance away. FXO is going to be peeking in through the library here, trying to see if he can find a kill, but he's going to get smoked off, and GMX will go down after just getting the 1 kill. So this is going to be a bomb plant and a really hard retake, but Epsilon might as well go for it. They have so much money. There's nothing to lose here for them anymore.
They need to get in here. They need to inflict some damage. Hellraisers, they've got good after plant positions. A man in pit, a man up in apartments, 2 on site. This is looking ideal for them. Anti-flash is going out as well. The Hellraisers really putting those nades to use, but SF will pick up the first kill. That's Doja down, brings it back to a 3-on-3. Angel strikes back, sprays madly, gets 2. No, just the 1.
Yeah, but looking great. Kiyoshima really can't do this anymore. He's going to be going down. Angel again, the savior of Hellraisers here. 28 kills. Closest to him is Shoxy with 24. That's now map point for Hellraisers. We may be going to overtime, or we may just see a straight victory here for Hellraisers 16-14. It could be either one at this point. I mean, Epsilon have looked so strong on the second half here, but now they got to play flawlessly once again.
Once again, we see Hellraisers really just kind of spreading out. 2 guys over at Banana, 2 guys up second mid. They're going to put up, get control of apartments again. And I'm wondering if Shoxy has obviously got to be kind of miffed with himself for peeking aggressively. Like the one time that he decides to go into apartments and really take a peek, and he gets just blitzed down by 2 guys from Hellraisers. So now you can see his position. He's just sitting in front of Graveyard. He's like, nope, not putting a foot in there. I'm going to hold back passive and just let Hellraisers come to me.
I like the fact that Hellraisers are actually pushing or taking their time to push up Banana. Basically to bait out smokes from Epsilon, because that does force their hand in a way. And previously we've seen Epsilon having up to both smokes with 40 seconds left in the round.
But look at this setup here. Kyoshima and SF both waiting. Now they're going to smoke off once again with just 40 seconds left. Actually, there's a Molotov first, and then there's going to be a smoke to follow. This B push is going to be so tough to call. They need some expert flashbangs. Otherwise, I think we're going to be seeing overtime. There's the smoke. 38 seconds left is not a lot of time. So once they go through here, it's going to be hell for them.
Oh, it seems like Hellraisers are committing to this B play. Smokes go in, flashes go in. They're waiting for the smoke to dissipate here. They're going to go through it anyways. The flash leads the way, and nobody is here for the defense. They are all hunkered down on site, but there's 3 guys here holding for Epsilon.
Oh, and it works. It actually works. 12 seconds left as Markelov is going to put down the bomb here. Effic charges through. I think he wanted to try and see if he can deny the plant and win the round, and that might have been the only chance they had. Now Shoxy in a 1-on-3, and unless they peek him here, there's almost no way he can win this. If they just stay safe and just play for the crossfire, there should be no issue, and they actually just all peek him at the same time. I guess that's the other option. Angel comes out with a quad kill, and Hellraisers win 16-14, and we're going to be going to Mirage. What a great game this was, and now we're going to see a third map as well.
Not too shabby.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Back on cam we are. What a game. What an absolutely sick game. So just to reiterate what happened in this game, we had a 13-3 lead for Hellraisers that was brought back to a 16-14 victory. That is pretty impressive. Epsilon almost did it. They were so close to bringing it back. Now let's see if they can play Mirage as well. We saw them play yesterday and they beat ESG on that map, so it's not out of the question. But before we do it, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, guys. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.